Hello everybody, and welcome to Mass Builder. Mechanical Assault Skeleton Unit. Apparently this is something kind of like a part way between, I could stand to go a little bit lower. Apparently this is like a part way between, Gundam and, Custom Robo. At least that's what I gather from it. But also kind of plays like Dynasty Warriors, but with different weapons. So we'll see how that goes. We will learn together. And yeah, this will be the start of more varied stuff. All right. This should be interesting. "7 years. Every possibility felt within reach. Humanity was change one fell swoop. All attempts to divert the trajectory was instant. Wow, who the hell do they expect to read this? Okay, cool. So we're fighting monsters. I really wish that there was a voice reading this, but I can't keep up with it, and they are not doing anything now. WDF, World Defense Force. Oh, okay. So it also has an element kind of like Pacific Rim. That's fascinating. Chapter 1, Uprising. This is the beginning of your fight against the threat against humanity. You arrive at a building quite small by the standards for a private military company headquarters you've seen in other shelters, but this is where you will be for the future. It's your own PMC that your friend proposed you create with their funding, a proposal you can never decline. Oh, bugger. Wait. There it is. Taking a step inside, you navigate through a small hallway into a large room. A woman was waiting for you with her determined smile. Great. Welcome back. I'm sorry I did not send someone to pick you up. I was busy with the final checks for insurance purposes. Looks nothing like when we started the construction, right? Can't believe Elinir paid for all these advanced machineries and technologies. Her clear, concise voice greeted you the moment you step inside. Reyna's the PMC assistant as well as the great combat handler you've known for a long time. She's been training under the handler program while you yourself was under the pilot program. If not for the other name mentioned, Elinir, you both would have been working under the WDF in different departments. Elinir specifically asked you both to form a new private military company with her. Flexing as it may be, you agreed to be its sole pilot, the commander of this whole shenanigan, with Reyna as your assistant, your handler, and much more. Working tirelessly to make this a possibility, attending orientations and a specific curriculum for PMC commanders, you've been away for months at the WDF headquarters situated half the world away in the shelters. In Shelter 1. One of the 12 last safe havens for humanity, in this battle against the Quarks. A strange name in itself, Shelters. You only learned of its importance as you grew up in this Quark-invaded world. A place of safety where humanity can still live without fear. A dome-like bright veil of light hovering far above and stretching as far as the eye can see across the expanse. Huge, tall, everlasting walls mounted with turrets and an ammunition factory, solar plants, and batteries on the edge of the veil. Large structures with heavy machineries and mass units in between the walls and the city itself. These are all humanity is left with after decades of battle with the Quarks. Alas, no defense is perfect against the invading Quarks. One shelter is finally breached and destroyed a few years ago. Even with its layers and layers of defense systems, Quark's attack of unprecedented scale can still topple everything down. That's what humanity had learned from the destruction of Shelter 13. You were never there in person, but your mentors still talk of it till the day you left. They were still researching and creating contingency plans for another one of those attacks in the future. That is why PMCs are situated either by themselves or the WDF in every shelter. Eleanor had set yours in Shelter 7, while the place is considered safe and popular for newer PMCs. Far from all red zones, dangerous areas situated as conquered by Quarks and unsafe for human activities, the reasons are far more personal. This is the shelter where the three of you friends met each other. Raina and you were rescued from a shelter you did not remember and were a member of an orphanage. Eleanor was a lost child that found herself here before her parents came and took her back home. Such a place filled with memories. How was the trip back here from Shelter 1? Well, you're standing here, so that should mean nothing went wrong, fortunately. As you can see, almost everything is 100% operational and ready for deployment. Even the catapult. I don't know how much that thing cost Nier, or how she had enough money to pay for one. Rainier mentioned the mechanical marvel that is attached towards the end of your headquarters. With how much power it used, it was placed quite a distance away from the main building to prevent any possible mishaps. Still, a method that could send your mass units to places as far as half a world away in a few hours was a technological piece not every PMC owns. You had already come to terms about your friend's mysterious motives or the source of their wealth after lengthy explanations of how she paid for everything. You knew she was wealthy on a level you would not understand. During the week she lived at the orphanage, you've come to learn about the gap between the rich and the poor, the ones with everything and the ones without anything. Even in this world, one could call it post-apocalyptic, centuries of rebuilding after the last World War devastated the world, and after the Quarks incident, class disparity still exists. In this shelter alone, you could see people who lost most of their wealth living in government-provided housing, while those who still found a way to push forward in life had their own places in residential areas. While not as much as before, there are still people who look down upon others' mishaps. But that is all none of your issue. You are currently here in a building you own through the funding of a friend. Construction was faster than expected, so there's nothing much left to supervise now, Commander. But you'll need to test out the pilot seat and familiarize yourself with our mass, even though it's just a standard unit you've been piloting all the while in your training program. Oh right, there's one thing I need to ask from you. A name for our own private military company. I've decided to leave it alone until you came back, but it's a requirement, so the WDF had been nagging me for a while now. It's good we had our mentors as a referral, and they let this slide, Commander. Tell me you didn't forget to think of one. You did not, right? Raina took her tablet and rotated it facing towards you, gesturing for you to type it out and sign it. Please put in a good name for us. Hmm. What would be a good name? Hmm. Hmm. Oh no. Oh god, I'm blanking. Oh god. Oh. Alright. You know what? There. Dragon's Beard Industries. Shout out my boy. Oh, come on. Is it because of that? Okay. Alright, Dragon's Beard Industries. That has a nice ring to it. Okay, I'll be sending all these files to our mentor at the WDF. They'll surely approve of it. For now, please follow me to the mission briefing room. Quinn is doing the final tuning on your control system, and she wanted you for a final test. Raina said that as she moved towards the briefing room. That's where she set up her office in this small building. Oh, that's cool. Oh no. Okay. Oh, get prepared for death by... Okay, so I start off with a standard unit. Okay. You leisurely follow her through a short hallway, reaching a room with monitors on one side showing a large digital map of the world, graphs, calculations, and texts of unprecedented amount, and an elevated platform with desks full of documents on the other. Your mentor once told you, no matter how far technology has come, people still tend to perform tasks on things like paper. This crew of yours seems to be one of them. Seeing the messy stack of stationaries right behind, it also prevents digital tampering or data theft, but it's not something seen often. Looking around, you notice a childlike person clicking away at a large panel of keys right next to the complex machine resembling a seat. It seems she had noticed your presence as her hands slowed down to a stop. Hello, Commander. I've just finished tuning the new control systems. You're just in time. Quindolia. Interesting. This is Quindolia, one of the youngest crew members who's working on your PMC's who's working as your PMC's developer, researching and looking into new methods to enhance your mass unit. Elinir mentioned she's the grandchild of your head engineer in a crew introduction document she prepared for you. It seems the grandfather was a renowned engineer in the past, and even though he wanted to just live in retirement, Elinir was able to pursue his employment through various conditions. One of them was that she'll fund any education for Quindolia and provide housing for any crew members who wanted to just stay within the PMC's perimeter so they don't need to travel to and from work. Coincidentally, Quindolia, as young as she is, does not wish to loiter around freely. Living with him for as long as she remembered, Quindolia was inspired by her grandfather and self-studied her way into mass units modification and everything it required, be it mathematical, science, or engineering. Let's see. Just making sure of anything. Alright. But without strength, her grandfather prohibited her from messing around with the hardware and heavy machines. Resigning herself, she aimed for the position of your PMC, or in your PMC, where she could work alongside her grandfather instead. And nothing short of a genius, she committed herself to secure the position of a development specialist, reading through hundreds and thousands of documents from the WDF and setting up the whole place for the purpose of adapting new technologies for your mass units. On a final note, Reyna told you that she allowed everyone to just call her Quinn for the ease of it. You took another glance at the pilot seat, a name given to a mass controller unit that can come in the form of a seat, a frictionless tracking device, neural headgear, or other specialized devices. What's left is to test out in the combat simulator before we're sure we're ready for any missions. I've input all data to simulate our mass frame already, so what you're controlling will be just like the real thing. I want to collect every kind of data, be it efficiency, speed, durability, anything to make sure this thing works correctly. As well as your data, Commander. You need to get familiar with its controls. Right, I've just finished sending all the papers to our mentors. They should be reviewing it, and if approved, they'll forward it to the WDF for us. So to simulate a real combat experience, I'll be your handler in this simple exercise, Commander. Commander, if you may, please take a seat in the pilot simulator seat. Alright. So, training mission, let's go.
Mission start.
Alright, okay, let's test it. Go on, follow the instructions on your screen. I might need to There we go. There it is. Oh. Oh, okay. Hmm. Okay. Interesting.
Mission clear.
I think I might only be equipped with guns right now. Good. How is it, Commander? Our control systems and the mass frame. It's good, right? Quinn modified it herself. I can't wait to see it used in the real thing. Test results came out quite good, but now I'll need to adjust them accordingly and transfer all data into the system we got. Well, I'll continue with my work. Thank you for the cooperation, both of you. Alright, Commander, I'll be heading back to the room first, but you should come and visit it. I'd like your input on the development of the development directions we're taking. Also, Waltz and Uncle Kale came in to check on the final test. They said that you should check something out with them as well, so don't forget to visit them. Interesting. You walked into the small room Quindolia was assigned to. In your opinion, it's much more of an office filled with monitors of varying sizes and functions, with metal arms holding large amounts of mechanical apparatus around the office. One could say it's a messy room, but the owners of these kinds of rooms know where everything is placed, and no one should try to clean or move anything. In this certain case, the owner is moving her hands non-stop, even faster than when you've caught her working in the pilot area. You caught her smiling a bit to herself, but noticing you came around, her face turned stoic as she always had. Is she trying to hide her excitement? Welcome, Commander. I finished adjusting the pilot area moments ago and was reading up on the available technologies that we can acquire from the WDF. Researching them should allow us to utilize and customize our mass unit to suit your piloting style more. You already know this, but I can help you develop new technologies for your mass here in this place. They will improve a mass performance and will help you complete your missions without fail. Do not neglect paying for research and development, Commander. After I finish, their plans will be given to our engineers and they'll make it for you. And you can have Uncle Kale help you tune your mass at any time. I brought up the development tree for you here, so take a look at the nodes and see if any interest you. We don't have the resources to do any of them yet, though. Mass Builder uses a development and tuning system. In this menu, you can unlock new technologies here and equip them in the tuning menu. Engines and OS tree focuses on status changes, and players can focus on the various playstyles they like to play with, while the architect tree contains both status changes and skills. Active effects mean that the status will only take effect when that certain unit is equipped. passive effects mean that the status effect will take effect at all times. Okay. So that's good to know. Alright, now I got new armor to equip. As you enter a large room near the hangar, you were greeted with the smell of fumes and paint. This is where your engineers pick their office, with all the differing designs of metal and chemical works lying around. A young man yelling and laughing at the crew turns towards you. Yo, Commander, did you have fun in that simulator? Since we got a standard unit, the pilot seat should have all the basic data input into it already. But we've been messing with the unit non-stop. We asked Quindolia to fix the seat before you got back. This young man right here is another of your crew. Elinir did not mention much about him, but he seems to be a trusted apprentice of the aforementioned grandfather of Quindolia. Okay, that's Waltz. Well, after all that, though, did you like the design of it? This standard mass we got for you... Wait, you don't need to answer that. I've not met a single person to not make modifications on their units, so you must have something you want to do in your head already. So don't you worry, my team and I will always be ready to discuss your ideas. Can't wait to see what's in that head of yours. On that note, we've got some standard parts available. If you've got time, we can check them out and start working immediately. The armor menu allows you to change the aesthetics of your mass unit without affecting your status in any way. There is no relation between your looks and your performance at all. The weight value is just a flavor text. You are currently provided with some basic armor pieces that you can use to customize your unit. You can obtain blueprints to unlock other pieces by playing through missions. Each mission has its own drop lists, hunts, and challenge missions, which are unlocked later in the game. Will provide more varied drops. When an armor piece reaches 100%, their drop rate is much lowered, so you can unlock newer ones easier. Okay. Alright. Okay. Okay, how do I edit? How in the world? Okay. Okay, interesting. Okay, so how do I change? Okay, that's fine. Alright, I'm gonna have to... Oh my god, there's so much stuff. Oh god. I might have to mess with that later. Okay. Yeah. You know what? Just so that I have a pattern. Oh, that's interesting. You know what? That works for now. I'll be able to learn more about, I'll be able to learn more about that later. Moving on to a room filled with lots of wiring and power tools with the hangar within the hangar itself. You heard loud footsteps behind you. Before you could turn, a large hand had already smacked onto your back. If not for your protective gears, it would have hurt a lot. Oi, lad. If you goes out there and performed like you did in the simulator, we'll sure have it easy without the need to repairs. Finally, the head engineer, the renowned person who came out of retirement by the convincing word of Elenir, the one who's a mentor to most of your engineers, including Waltz. The one they called Uncle K. Okay. This was not spell checked. His large frame and height would tower over most people, giving him an intimidating presence that contrasts his jolly demeanor of a doting grandfather. During your introduction months ago, Kale mentioned he survived the days where mass units did not exist yet, but not anything more. Where mass units did not exist yet, but not anything more. Recalling the stories of your mentor, you understand the gruesome sights he must have seen and why he didn't want to talk about it, so you never pressed further. Well, lad, I wanted to talk to you about the performance. Did the frame move as you expected it to? You see, aside from the hardware stuffs and decorations, we engineers here in the base can help you tune up the mass provided you have the technologies for us. Changing engines, installing new control schemes, adding new mechanisms to your unit, we'll see that it's best suited to your piloting styles. Remember, though, that each piece of hardware can only be tuned up a certain way, and we can't have everything. In regards to how tuning works, we engineers classify each development branch into main units and subunits. Each main unit provides slots where you can put in subunits. For engines and operating systems, we can slot in subunits of different levels together. Architectures and techs are a different beast, though. Techs will provide special abilities for your mass unit, but the only ones with the highest level will work if the subunits have similar abilities, unless the manual says that they can work together or stack. Just ask me if you want to tune it up some way, alright, lad? Okay. The tuning menu allows you to equip the units that you've unlocked through the development menu. Each main unit provides large status change, and can be equipped with more subunits that provide smaller changes to fine-tune your unit. Read more on how each status helps you perform in the help menu. Provides 3 gear slots. Ugh. Okay. So it's just telling me that I got these for base capacities. Wow, this is going to be something to fiddle with later. Alright, on to the next mission. Yes, sir. Alright, I'll call the commander immediately. Ah, you came here at a good time, Commander. Well, a mission it is. Right after we sent in our name. Guess we'll have something around the area waiting. I'll get images running on the main monitor so they can brief us on the objectives of the mission. Hello again. Hello, Agent Kunai. Sorry for the wait. Our commander is ready. You can start the briefing. Okay, thank you very much, Reina. Hello there, Commander of the Dragonsbeard Industries. I'm Kenta Murakami, an agent of WDF, call name Kunai. Commander, why are you laughing? This is a formal conversation. We need to do everything by the rules. Can't skip the introductions, Commander. Just like you always were, aren't you? You're a commander now. You need to abide by the rules. Kunai showed the slightest smile you could see. He's a stern guy that helped train you when you were learning the ropes to being a pilot. You always thought he was an unsociable person, but he's actually just too serious in his works. That smile is something you don't see often from a guy like Kunai. Back to the mission. We have reports that one of the main signal broadcasting stations of the North Pacific Union has malfunctioned. The station is located in the inner areas of Ismoil Canyon. It's reported a few days ago, and we just don't have someone available in the area until now. Ismoil Canyon. That place is... Sounds familiar, right? It's an old abandoned bunker from the old days. There's no human living in the vicinity, but we still use it as a signal broadcasting station until today. The WDF had plans to send a maintenance team down there to fix it, but we need to be sure it's safe to do so. And that's the gist of our mission? Correct. We would like you to destroy any quirks in the area so we can send in our maintenance team. From the looks of it, there will be quite a few, as we detected a spike in void energy before the signal was cut off. Okay, that's all the briefing of this mission. You can start the operation as soon as you're ready. We'll wait for your reports. Be careful and good luck to you. Oh, I just need some water. This turned into a thing. Thank you very much, Agent Kunai. We'll report in as soon as possible. Briefing over. Sounds simple enough, Commander. I think Quinn is almost finished with her final setups. Whenever you're ready, we can take on the mission. You look at the pilot seat located in the middle of the briefing room. This is the moment of truth. This is your first official mission for your PMC. Taking a seat in the system would link you to your mass, and you'll be launched into the battlefield as the first step towards helping humanity. Alright. Normal campaign mission 2. Alright, onward and outward.
Unit ready to proceed. Launch process initiated.
That is pretty cool. Oh, I am so gonna have to fiddle with the,
Arriving at destination. Disengaging. Autopilot. Mission start. Multiple enemies inbound.
Oh. Okay, I'm getting little pieces here and there.
Objective received.
Okay, so this is how you get stuff. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so this is kind of Dynasty Warriors-esque. Just gotta go around killing stuff.
Large group of enemies incoming.
Alright. These big guys are a problem, but the little ones not a huge issue. Sorry if I go quiet, I'm kind of entranced by this. Alright. So I gotta investigate all these. Interesting. Yeah, this is one of those ones, like, there's going to be death by menus and stuff, so I might not make this, like, a regular thing. But I thought it would be fun to try. Alright, Commander, we've covered all the malfunctioning towers. From your camera feed, we can see they're attacking the quirks. We're ready for large energy signals over there. Okay. Okay, there we are. Oh! Big boy.
Commander level void creature detected.
Alright, so I've got like shields and stuff, but... Okay. Oh, alright, okay. Interesting. Okay. I only have a vague idea as to what's going on here, but I am beating the crap out of this guy. Alright. Ooh. Oh, that looks like it could be particularly nasty at high levels. Okay. Okay. Alright, this is fascinating. Okay, I'm past the point where these little guys aren't exactly dropping anything useful anymore. Oh, he's angry. Ugh. You know what? Fine. Alright, you big bastard. Ooh. Lots of cool things.
Mission clear.
Alright. Okay, so skip to mission results. Interesting. Alright. Interesting. Moving your hands around for more than a few minutes, you finally finished setting up your mass frame to return to base on autopilot. It would take at most few hours to reach where you are from the mission area. Welcome back, Commander. You did great out there. Everyone at the base was excited with your first mission. Uncle Kale is very relieved to see it went well. Would you mind meeting him for now? Actually. Okay, yeah. This will be something to mess around with when I'm not on stream. Boy, lad, I see you're in good condition after your first mission. As a veteran, it's always good to see the pilot doing fine. In the old days, where we still need to get out there and risk getting injured with all the void particles, I would wear a protective suit and have you run by the doctor before anything already. Those things itches a lot, I tell you. Remember Kale telling you before he joined the company that he was once a very esteemed frontier engineer that was working alongside the mechs with pilots inside them. He sometimes jokingly says that they had to remove pilots crippled from the void particles from their mechs. Now it's all long-range controls. If only we were able to invent all these earlier, more of the pilots would have survived. In your history lessons, you once saw footage of a large construction machinery defending a building against quirks. It is said that old men and women pilot these things to stall for time, and the only thing they can recover were these machineries to be cleaned and rebuilt. So can I assume you're perfectly fine? Was afraid your feedback transmission system will hurt you, but seeing this thing stand tall with just minor damage, yeah, I was too worried about you, lad. Or maybe it was because of Quindolia's handiwork. You may be right, that grandchild of mine was a genius after all. Ha 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 ha. But, you know, being a person of my age, I don't want young'uns like her working this hard. She should have she should have a more entertaining childhood. And that means you as well, Commander. If I ever see you work too hard, I'll smack some sense into you and have Raina lock you up in the treatment room. Oh, sorry about my rants. I just wanted to see you in the flesh after the first mission. It seems my worries were for nothing. You look as healthy as ever. It felt good to come out of retirement to this. Thanks, lad. Now I'll need to continue my work. Seeing you guys like this, I'll need to train better engineers so we'll work better. Ha ha ha. Wow, that is probably the most deadpan laugh I've ever done. As quickly as the old man came for you, he vanished into the crowd of engineers cheering. You smiled. This is what a successful mission feels like, eh? Okay, so I still can't do anything. It's been a few days now from your last mission. You've been thinking a lot on Kale's words last time. And now that you've got some time without any missions, it's working hard on getting things better on grounds. With the last mission showing how things can turn out and what your preferred styles are, your crew members are adjusting themselves to your needs without fail. Talking more with everyone helps. You've been dead set on becoming a pilot that just follows You've been dead set on becoming a pilot that just follow orders from the WDF. Now you've got much more responsibilities and you need to learn from every aspect possible. Commander, there's a mission posted by the WDF requiring help from anyone who's available. By my calculations, we will still be making profit. It'll be beneficial to every sides. Yeah, no, oh god. Reading this hurts my head. Come meet me at the mission briefing room when you're ready. Can I do anything? Yeah, no. Okay, so Yeah, this is interesting. I'll accept the mission on the system now. Kunai should be calling in. That wasn't even a minute. Now I wonder if this is a mission that people think it's too dangerous or not paying enough. Thank you very much for your quick response. I will now explain the mission to the commander. Around 3 hours ago, we were supposed to receive supplies for the shelters that was sent to us airborne. However, the supplies package did not reach the designated area that it should be sent to. Was that due to the snowstorm that often happens around the area? Exactly. These unprecedented snowstorms have unfortunately blown away the supplies package. It landed more than a few clicks out there in quite a dangerous area where quirks are spotted. We were about to send a retrieval team alongside our mass units, but during this time, most of us are out on missions. We will assign you to one area alongside other PMCs, as the supplies are quite scattered. Please get rid of any quirks in the area and stand by until our retrieval unit can go over and bring them back. Will do, and thank you very much, Kunai. Commander, whenever you're ready, please head to the pilot seat and start the mission. Alright, easy enough. Start the mission.
Destination confirmed. Launch process initiated.
Then I get shot out of a gun. Interesting.
Arriving at destination. Disengaging autopilot. Mission start. Multiple energy signals detected.
Oh, big boy. Okay. Okay, so I can kind of control where my guy's sliding, too.
No hostiles detected. Proceed to next objective.
Alright, there are no more quirks. Alright. I'm doing all this with my sword, so this is rather simple.
Objective updated.
Oh crap, I gotta protect this thing, don't I? Hold on. Alright, so I gotta focus on killing the enemies rather than doing what I normally do. Easy enough. Alright. Oh, something's going on. Yep. Alright. Get it cut, good. Okay, I gotta collect all these little parts. And then I can carry on. Alright.
Multiple enemies inbound.
Here we are. Oh, I'm not worried about the little guys, but the flying guys, that's a new one. What are you? Come on. Alright.
Mission clear.
Alright. Oh, really? That was it? Just some kind of weird guys? Alright, I'll just make sure that I got all the stuff that I can. Undinium. Alright. Exiting from the pilot's controls, you saw Reyna standing right beside you, looking at the monitor, watching your mass returning back to the headquarters on autopilot. The snowfield should be much nicer. Would be much nicer if it weren't for all the storms and quirks, don't you think? By the way, Waltz came around just now to mention that he had something he wanted to talk to you about, Commander. Can you visit him in the armory? I'll be standing by here. I'll be on standby here to see if our mass detects anything that requires attention. Alright, so what's Waltz got doing? Arriving into Waltz's workshop, you notice him working hard, teaching a younger engineer how to use some tools efficiently. He turned around, noticing your arrival, and took off his safety equipment. Oh, hey there, man. I mean, Commander. I thought you'd be coming later. I just received a call from a somewhat older friend. How do I say this? Okay, let me start again. An older friend of mine was asking around if I knew any PMCs that can accept some work, and I told him I'm currently working in one right now. He's one of the survivors just like me. He's working in a logistics company in Shelter 5 currently. It's called Mole Warp, I think. Mole Warp. He told me that most companies over there are given support by the government and its people. It's basically a democratic shelter where the population can choose their taxes will go to. The population can choose where their taxes will go every year. So most companies operating over there gets a chance to grow in a supported sector. Which is why logistics companies like his are greatly supported. Smack right in the middle of the world. A safe spot to rest your weary hearts and wares before transporting to somewhere else. Compared to ours, where there's lots of locals aimed to join the WDF, I can understand why the government here provides free education to anyone who wants to receive them. Educating children on choices they have before they go on to risk their lives in this war unknowing them. Anyway, he was asking if we're interested in accepting a job out of the WDF systems. No. It's not shady work. Look here, Commander. It's even approved through the WDF systems, but no one was interested in the job for a good long while now. Yeah, I know that most logistics companies had mass units of their own, but I guess Mole Warp doesn't. And since we don't always get missions from the WDF, I talked to Raina about this, and she agreed that we could do with more jobs. You're okay with it? Great. I'll tell Raina right away. You can go relax while we contact Mulwer. Oh, what's this? Don't understand. Oh. Oh. Oh, now I'm curious. Okay. Oh. That's how you adjust all that. Oh, that's pretty cool. Starting to kind of look like a Pat Labor. That is probably a really old reference. But yeah, okay. Okay, I see what you're cooking with. That looks a little bit cooler. Eventually, this is hopefully going to start looking less like a Pat Labor and more like a Gundam. Yeah. Oh, I am going to have to take a bit with this. But that will be later. Alright, back to the missions. Okay. Commander, you heard from Waltz already, right? About Mole Warp Company that we'll be working with? I've talked to their director and ran a background check. Everything is clean, Commander. Basically, Mole Warp wants us to help clear out some quirks in the area they're using to transport goods. I have Mr. Andrew, their director, on contacts. I'll have you listen to the mission briefing, Commander. Rana pressed a few buttons from her desk. You can see a transmission is being sent on screen. A few seconds later, an image of a man in his 30s popped up. Looking friendly, the man lowered his head in greeting. Thank you very much, Miss Rana, and good day to you, Commander. At least for giving me a chance to talk to you about this. Let me introduce myself one more time. My name is Andrew Ryan. Hey. I'm the founder and director of Mole Warp Logistics. We accept all transportation jobs, mostly through land, and will be anywhere for all packages. Now you might have questions. Why don't land logistics companies like us have our own mass escort unit? We actually do, but they're out of commission. Can't say much about details, but we can't use our mass right now. A few weeks ago, had received a commission to transport some items through a dangerous area in the desert. We don't know why our commissioner wanted us to go through that hardship as well. May I ask who's commissioning you, and what are the dangerous area you mentioned about just now? We can't just accept missions of high risk, seeing we're just a new PMC. I'm sorry, but it is policy to never reveal a commissioner unless we are forced to. The location, however, we can talk about it since you need to know it for the work. You'll be heading through the Algira Desert, the ancient battlefield from the ages of wars. It's still a minefield out there, and your mission is to clear a path for us to be able to move through safely, be it mines or quirks. Are you saying the EMP mines over there still work? This will prove difficult, Commander. We might need to reboot the connection if you're hit by one of those things. Fortunately, yes. We don't know why our commissioner wants us to take this path as well, but I assure you our commissioner is someone that's doing this for the sake of the world. Well, the commander says he'll be fine. We accept your offer, Mr. Andrew. Let's set up a date and time for your convoy, and we'll send our mass. Alright, start mission.
Systems check completed. Launch process initiated.
Oh, that actually looks kind of cool like that. Alright.
Arriving at destination. Shifting to pallet controls.
Alright, here we go.
Controls offline. Reconnecting.
Oh, that's annoying.
Controls offline. Reconnecting. Controls offline. Reconnecting. Controls offline. Reconnecting.
Oh, that's going to be an issue. Well, at least the quirks aren't that hard.
Durability 50%.
Alright. Get back here. Let's get this taken care of.
Controls offline. Reconnecting.
Okay. Wait, what? What? I defused that thing. Ooh, that one was close. Okay. Alright, so I got everything.
Controls offline. Reconnecting.
Yeah, I know. Cool, cool, cool.
Pilot controls disabled. Rebooting.
Alright. Oh, finally. You problematic thing. Okay. Alright, got you. Alright, so there's supposed to be a third one over here. There it is. Alright, there you are. Ooh, those things are freaking nasty. Alright. Oh no, is it? Oh, it's a big one. Oh, it's a couple of kind of big ones. Okay.
Mission objective updated. Controls offline. Reconnecting.
Oh, and when they attack while I'm like that, that's... Oh, that's bad news. Oh, hey, that's a little bit more doable.
Cells depleted.
Oh, okay.
Recharging required. Unit disconnected. Reconnecting.
Oh, come on, come on. Nope. Come on.
Weapon required for loading.
Alright. Okay. I know how to do this now. Okay. Oh, that's useful. Okay. Oh. Alright. Let's see. Okay, come on. Okay, but how do I get back to... How in the world do I get back to my... How do I get back to my sword? I don't understand. Okay. Whatever. I guess we'll just function like this now. Alright. So there's another one somewhere over here. Okay, that's all four.
Mission clear.
Yeah, no. Okay, that's all well and good, but... How do I get back to my sword? That might be a controls thing. Alright. There it is. That is a weird way to do that. Okay. Alright, short assault blade. Wind pack launcher. Okay. Okay. Yeah, check some real quick. Alright. Welcome back. I've just confirmed with Mr. Andrew that everything on their side is perfect. Well, you stayed back and waited until they finished their business. I take it you're trying to earn some favor with them, right? Mr. Andrew had high hopes for us, he mentioned. Would it be alright if I get a work contract with them as an outsourced PMC while they're looking for new pilots for their logistics company? That's okay? Great. I'll contact him immediately. Oh, goodness. Okay. So there's... You walked into the same old room where your armor craftsman and his crew is working in. Catching you in sight, Waltz motioned the other workers to continue their work while he walked over to you. Yo, Commander, the mission was a great success, right? Thanks to you, my debt to Andrew is somewhat paid. What, you want to know more about the relationship between me and the man? That's embarrassing, you know? Alright. I'll speak up as a thanks for accepting the sudden job. You knew of the Shelter 13 incident, right? That one where the quirks hit hard enough to break down the walls one day. With not enough mass units that can travel overseas, it came down to total destruction. You see, I was one of the survivors of that place. It was a chaotic event, and lots of people died when the quirks were able to breach the wall into the city. Don't make that face, Commander. I've got over those days. You're starting to make me not want to tell you stories. Okay, continuing. Andrew was a volunteer during those days, piloting survivors to other shelters on a carrier plane. I was on his vehicle during the incident, and with nowhere to go, I asked if I could help him with his works. I think he was manager of Mulwarp at the time. Nowadays, he's the owner already. Well, he accepted me and some other guys with the same situation and started training us like mad. But hey, I was able to become an apprentice engineer to Uncle Kale with his recommendations, so I owe the man a lot. When he suddenly called me a few days ago, I was surprised, but I'm glad we could help him. As Waltz was about to continue, a younger engineer came up to him with some documents. Waltz skillfully pulled a pencil from his pocket and scribbled something on the documents. It looks like he's busy for a while with his work, so you'll excuse yourself. Okay. Okay, so what if I... Okay, so this makes him look a little bit pointier, like a Gundam. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. Oh, interesting. I like that one. I don't know why, but I like that one. Oh, this is just the crotch plate. Okay. Yeah, I'm fiddling now. I apologize if anybody actually cared about this, but... Alright. So, yeah. Giving it a bit of a look. Alright, a little bit of a butt spike. Yeah, okay. So, got that going on. Yeah, I'm just kind of going with a theme for now. But slowly making it look like a little bit cooler. Alright. Alright, alright. Looks very interesting now. Kind of like that, because... Alright. So yeah, that looks very different already. That's cool. Commander, I've just finished talking to Mulwarp a few minutes ago. The deal is secured. We'll be helping them with various missions until they're able to find someone to take over from their side. That means we'll have a secure source of income, Commander. It's good news considering our position as a newcomer into this industry. Also, they mentioned of a persistent order that is usually taken by any PMCs that have some free time available. I'll look up for more information about the orders in the briefing room. You should take this time thinking, Commander. We've just faced some ancient weaponries, and they did not harm those quirks at all. I insist we both look up and study more information about these things, Commander. There should be a lot of information available in the archives. If not, I'll ask the WDF for access for both of us. Saying that, Reyna's eyes seemed to light up. She quickly walked back into her room, leaving you standing alone in the reception. Alright. Actually, I wonder. Can I fiddle with the... Ooh. There's a couple here. I can do kind of a Reaper Scythe. Do it straight, or I can do one that kind of looks like a polearm. Cutlass or standard sword. I kind of like the cutlass grip for now. Unless I unlocked a bunch of them. Oh. Oh, fascinating. You know what? That is fun. I'm curious as to what that does. All right. Okay, so all I can mess with is the grip for right now. Fascinating. Alright, I kind of like the cutlass grip, but that's just me. What? Oh, that's weird. Okay, so that's the thing that I'm equipping. And I got the cutlass grip. Interesting. So I can theoretically make the shield smaller. But that looks fairly normal, so I'm not going to mess with that. Interesting. Okay. Make it look a little bit more shotgun-y. Very odd. Okay, yeah, so this is just me fiddling with menus, but there's a lot of fun to be had there. It says that I still have unexplored options. Alright, let's see if we can't do at least one or two more missions. But for the first offer they've given us, we'll be sent into an area in the Algareha Desert once more, but this time it'll be a much safer place with no EMP mines. Alright, cool. As I said before, what they wanted is for us to keep the pathway safe. We can even say this is a search and destroy mission. Find any quirks in the area, get rid of them. It's that simple of a mission, Commander. Also, quirks have always been detected moving about in the area, so this is an offer that can be taken as many times as possible. Okay, so a mission that you're expected to repeat. Phone's ringing. Incoming transmission from WFD. This is Raina from Dragon's Beard Industries speaking. Sorry if this is abrupt, Raina, but an emergency came up. We are now broadcasting to all PMCs that are free, so I contacted you guys immediately. Our scouts have noticed abnormal levels of void particles concentrated in the Nuya path. In a few hours, they'll surely be swarming onto us. The image on the screen changed into a map with hordes of red dots, large and small. You notice there were readings of void particles that are growing by the second. Look, I'm cutting things short for now. Please start preparing immediately. I'll continue talking while you do so. Acknowledged. How about the Valkyries? That's the one working under the direct commands of the WDF, right? I thought you got lots of pilots over there. How big is this quirk wave exactly? That's why I mentioned abnormal levels. We don't know how many or how strong they will be. But we expected something when the Shelter 13... Something like when Shelter 13 was attacked. A lot of the Valkyries are out on missions around the world as well, and they all won't return in time. They'll need to be refueled and stocked on ammo as well. So it would be best to have all hands from every place available to us until we can stabilize the situation. What's more important is that there are research facilities located all around the area. They are protected by small void cancelers within old bunkers, but it's dangerous this time, and we would like to evacuate all the researchers in those places. What we'd like to do is to head out and intercept quirks before they reach those places. We'll not put you in dangerous situation. Just stand ground within your area and destroy any quirks you see. However, if situations change, please respond to them accordingly. If there's too much to handle, state that immediately and start retreating. Your safety comes first. Agent Kunai, the commander, and the system is ready for deployment. Send us the coordinates immediately. We'll talk more while traveling. Thank you very much. Alright. Okay. Let's see about
Unit
this.
ready to proceed. Launch process initiated.
Oh yeah, that looks way cool. The base units are fun, but it's more interesting to have something going on.
Multiple energy signals detected.
Okay. Alright. So we've got guys who are above, guys who are below. But they're still on the weaker side, so easy enough to deal with. Oh, one of the big boys.
All enemies eliminated. Proceed to next objective.
Alright. And onward and upward.
Multiple energy signals detected. All enemies eliminated. Proceed to next objective.
Okay, so we're doing pretty good. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, okay. Oh, that looks pretty cool. He seems to be struggling though.
Mission
Yo, are
objective.
you the help I requested? We're from Dragon Grid Industries. Okay. Alright, so Reyna's having a conversation with the person over there. Alright. Pressing the attack. Alright. Press the attack, rescue the others. Easy enough. Ah, there you are.
Large group enemies incoming.
Ah, okay. Oh, cool. Big one.
You currently take excessive damage.
Alright, alright. Come on. Onward. Here we go. Oh. Okay.
Unit currently taking excessive damage. Unit have 50% durability.
Ooh, oh, okay. Ooh, how did they get nastier as you go? Okay, how am I supposed to deal with that?
Mission clear.
Okay, that was weird. I felt like they weren't taking damage properly. Okay. Okay. So one of these days I'll actually have to be allowed to become stronger rather than just making my guy look cooler. But that's fine. A few days after the incident up north there, where you have been on standby for an extra countermeasure against the quirks, you walked into your base hearing some people talking in the reception area. Are you certain about this, Miss Neon? Walking to the door, you heard a faint but distinct sound of your operator. Pushing the door open, you saw a face that was with you a few days ago. Oh, is that the commander in their flesh and blood? You look better than I expected. No wonder this girl chose to come here with you. Eh? Eh. What are you saying, Miss Neon? Right, Commander? Let me introduce our guest. This is Miss Neon Kinnear of the Valkyries and her assistant, Miss Ina Lydiane. Raina showed her hands towards the two sitting across in the reception hall. One is a tall and sports an athletic look with her hair tied behind. This must be the leader you've heard for a long time. She shifted her body to the left, motioning for you to sit right across from Neon herself. Looking sideways while taking your seat, you somehow felt more relaxed with the other guest as she smiled back towards you. Hello again, Commander. As I mentioned, your skills are quite remarkable. You came just in time to save my ass. Neon language. And that's not the sole reason we're here, right? Ah, right. Well, can you explain it? Can you explain it to the commander for me, just like you did Raina here just now? Sure thing. Commander of the Dragonbeard Industries. We were just discussing about the recent events with Miss Raina here, and how you could help us. As you might have noticed while working over there are not enough mass that are operational in emergency times. And that last mission was quite taxing on us. Many of our mass are being sent for repairs, and it would take a while for us to get back to our full capabilities. So Neon and I are asking all the PMCs that have responded to our help to lend us a hand further while we focus on reparations? Would you be willing to accept this deal? This would mean we'll have more work assigned to us from the WDF themselves, as well as being subcontractors for the Valkyries. I say it's a shockingly good deal for us, almost too good to be true. As I said, you've shown promise out there. We're willing to give you this opportunity. You think about it for a few seconds. Truly an opportunity for everyone here at your PMC. And since there's nothing better to help in progressing, you decide to accept this agreement. Very well. Thank you all for your cooperation. Aina stood up and pulled out her hand with Reyna following. Aina suddenly pulled out a stack of documents near her feet. You never noticed them, somehow, even when they were really stacking high. We'll need you to sign all these. Quickly look towards Reyna, who's smiling wryly. Then something came to your mind. You remembered you gave her the approval to sign anything for the company. It seems she knows what you're thinking. You nodded to Arena's face that was turning to a frown with every nod you had. Fine, Miss Aina. I'll take care of all these. Mind if we move on to my office? That will be no problem at all. But would it be fine for only the two of us to be there? It seems my dear commander would like to speak something in private with yours. Reyna turned towards Neon, whom you just noticed looked a bit more serious than before. She stood up and mentioned for Ayn to follow. The two walked off towards the briefing room in no time. Well, always a helping hand that girl is. So, Commander of the Dragonbeard Industries, I've been looking up on your information and why you slipped the hands of us Valkyries. I would have noticed someone like you and personally recruited you after your trainings. You're actually on my checklist, you know. I'm really curious to know why someone with such high grades in training school such as you, graduating and creating your own PMC, the instant they finish training. You would make a fine pilot for us, you know. That girl of yours as well, Reyna. She had some really high grades in her training. The both of you were like aces from different departments. She would have been welcomed as a handler to us Valkyries, and you could either join us or some other PMCs under the wings of the WDF, easily. Berserkers, Muspels would like your aims. Niffle if you'd like solo scavenging works, and maybe Einherjars, where every ace pilot that's a bit reckless aim to be at. Why all the trouble of creating your own PMC? I'm personally curious about this choice of yours. Since it's not a secret, you told Neon about how your friend suddenly visited you one day and asked if you'd like to operate a PMC yourself with their funding. It's a dream for you to be able to help protect Shelter 7 where you grew up. So a friend showed up one day, asked for you and Reyna's help in creating a PMC, and you just accepted? I thought I was a crazy one, but you're on another level. Now I wonder for what reason would they spend all this much money to build up a nice facility for you. You even had an electric catapult, and your mass is very well tuned. By the way, I really liked what you did with your armor parts and weapon efficiency. When we were in battle together, you both had a really long talk about the mission that just happened. It seems Neon is more of a battle maniac than you thought, judging by her excitement in describing each scene. Well, you're not one to back down as well. Before you knew it, hours had already passed. I knew you're having fun, Neon, but I think it's time to go home now. We'll miss the last shuttle if you both continue. Looking up, you saw Reyna and Aina sitting at the table nearby. It seems you both had too much fun talking that you did not notice these two had been listening on you both for a while. Oh, right. Well then, see you later. I'll send some missions your way the moment I get back to the headquarters. No worries about that, Miss Neon. Since we had the time both of you were talking, Miss Aina and I had already finished some discussions on missions and signed some more contracts already. Miss Aina, was really prepared. Like she knew you two would take quite some time, so she had some mission documents readied with it. Well then, good luck to you, Commander. It was nice with you. See you later. Neon stood up, shook hands with you one more time, and left with Aina following behind. Quite a talk you had there, Commander. I wonder where and what our friend is doing right now. Haven't seen her in ages already. I remembered she came back only a few times. Interesting. Okay. Can I do it? Interesting. Yeah, I still can't upgrade the capabilities. All right. Okay. I'll try to do one more mission before I log off. Alright, Commander, here's what the Valkyries offered. One of the higher ranking pilots in the Valkyrie was about to take on a mission before they were attacked, and from what Miss Ein had mentioned, his mask was badly damaged with how he used it as a vanguard. Water. So they're sending this over to Miss Ein. Mention that there's some strangely high readings of void particles in the area. That they require someone to go and take a look. From what the WDF scouts have told them, no quarks, wave, or attacks have been detected yet, but they don't want to leave it alone. We don't want to have another red area on the map as well, right? So whenever you're ready, Commander. Right, start mission. We'll see how this goes.
Systems check completed. Launch process initiated. Large group of enemies incoming.
Alright, easy enough. Alright, easy enough. Oh.
Objective updated.
Okay. Alright, I'm able to avoid the worst of it. Still get shielded. Alright. Oh, got him.
Start eliminated. Proceed to next objective.
Alright. Didn't leave any stuff behind, did I? Okay. I'm starting to get used to the controls, but still kind of suck.
Objective updated. No hostiles detected. Proceed to next objective.
Okay. Maybe I can get away with a little bit of running and gunning. Alright.
Threat. Highest level detected. Taking excessive damage. Receiving consecutive damage.
Ah, Yeah, no, I'm having to use more of these. Like, why you got a big enemy and the big enemy? That's not fair. Yeah, see, this guy would have been a pain on his own. It's not fair.
50% durability.
Yeah. How do I damage you? How do I damage you?
You cognitive excessive damage.
Yeah, I know I'm taking excessive damage because I can't freaking.
Cells depleted. Out of ammo. Recharging required. Out of ammo.
Right.
Weapon required recharging.
Oh, I might not be able to finish this one. This is getting bad. This is getting real bad. Come on. This is excessive. I'm just kind of knock you down. Yeah, no. Keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh, goodness. Come on, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. No shields for you. No shields for you. No shields for you. Gonna keep taking damage from these guys, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter as long as I can shoot you down.
Reload required.
Okay. Come on. Stop running away, you bastard. Alright, come on. Alright. Come on. Oh, something weird's going on. Why are you bright? Oh, why? Why? Please blow up your friends and not me. How in God's name?
Unit at 50% durability.
Yeah, I know. I can't keep... Oh, there's a...
Mission failed.
Yeah, no, that... Okay. I'm gonna give this one more go because this is absurd. If I can't do this, then I might have to call it a night. But I will do everything in my power.
Signals detected.
I will try and figure out more about this, and because this seems like an excessively hard mission before being allowed to upgrade your weaponry.
No hostiles detected. Proceed to next objective.
Unless I'm supposed to redo missions in order to make it so that I can upgrade my stuff. Which, that should be explained way better. Come on.
Objective updated.
Alright. Alright, the only ones that are particularly crazy are the tall ones like that.
Hostiles eliminated. Proceed to next objective.
Okay, doing a little bit better this time because I know how to fight these a-holes, but still not great.
Objective updated.
Any day you'd like to break, Crystal. Ah. Whoa, what's going on? What's going on? I have no shield and no health. What happened there?
All enemies eliminated. Proceed to next objective.
Was I using the wrong weapon? That's very strange. Alright. Oh, the train's passing by. Fantastic. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Probably can.
Armed threat. Highest level detected.
Oh, that broke through my shields immediately. Okay, so I need to recharge. I need to recharge. Oh, why? 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 Oh, this is... Okay. Sorry, I'm in try-hard mode right now. Oh, I'm cooked. I'm hot. Why can't... Why can't I reduce the number of enemies? Yeah, no, the enemies keep recharging. And I have to keep pressing the attack on this big bastard. I don't understand. I don't understand how I'm supposed to fight this. Yeah, no. I'm fucked. There's supposed to be a way to do this, but I don't know it. I have no freaking clue.
Mission failed.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna figure this out. Yeah, no, how? How do I? How, what the fuck are these? Is this why it's weird? It's like, ah, what the fuck? Are these controls inverted? Yeah, no, what? Who designed this control scheme? Why? I want you to go in a particular way. Why can't I? Why is it that the controls are partially inverted? I don't. Interesting. Okay. Alright, I'm starting to get a feel for it. Still sucks because whoever designed this is an idiot. Is this why I've been just absolutely getting dunked on? Oh. Okay. Alright. You know what? I'm gonna go with the strength frame. Alright, let's try that. Oh, if this is what was holding me back. If this is... Yeah, no, if this is the thing that was holding me back... Alright. Alright, I'm gonna test some stuff off stream. If it turns out that, if it turns out that I was being a dumb and this is actually really easy, I might just, I might just come back to it. If not, I might just try playing this off stream and telling you guys what I think about it. But for now, this has been 3Dork playing Mass very poorly, apparently. Thank you all for joining me, and I will see you not tomorrow, but Wednesday for probably something different, but we'll see. I want to try and get a little bit more, I want to try and do a little bit more, do some weird stuff. Maybe do a completely different game every day of the week. Maybe we'll make it like a Mass Monday if I actually get any good at this. But thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching me play this game very poorly. And I will see you next time. Bye.